All right, so diving into the crypto world today, and you've sent over some really interesting articles.
Yeah.
It's a lot about FTX and Bitcoin stuff. Pretty wild stuff happening, huh?
Yeah, it's really interesting, actually. I think what's most fascinating is how it's all kind of,
Yeah.
interwoven. Like, we can't talk about the FTX situation without looking at the impact on the market as a whole. Yeah.
For sure, and that's kind of our mission today on this deep dive, right?
Yeah.
To really unpack all of this and
Yes.
see how it connects and, most importantly, what it means for you as an investor.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's start with, I guess, the latest from the courtroom, right? Ryan Salame?
Oh, boy.
That name is everywhere.
Yeah, he's back in the headlines, but
Yeah.
not for a good reason this time.
Not for launching a new company.
Right.
Not for a new crypto token, though.
No. This is, he's officially an inmate now at FCI Cumberland.
Wow.
Yeah, starting his 7.5-year sentence.
7.5 years. I mean, he really tried to...
He did.
He pulled out all the stops, right?
Yeah, every trick in the book, medical issues, even a dog bite, I think.
It's like, come on.
But Judge Kaplan wasn't buying it. Nope.
No, and this makes Salame the second person from FTX to actually be behind bars, right?
Right.
After a Bankman-Fried sentence,
Yeah.
25 years.
Yeah, 25 years. And let's not forget, we've got Caroline Ellison.
Right.
She's scheduled to report to prison by November 7th.
So more shoes to drop, as they say.
Absolutely. And we're still waiting on sentencing for Nishad Singh and Gary Wang later this month and in November.
It's almost surreal when you think about it,
It is.
Just a year ago, these were like the giants of the crypto world, right?
They were, the movers and shakers, for sure.
And now, they're facing serious time. It really makes you think, like, this industry is still figuring things out.
It really does.
Mhm.
Legally, ethically.
Yeah, absolutely.
The whole FTX collapse, it just exposed so many vulnerabilities.
Oh, for sure.
And it's led to a lot more scrutiny, calls for tighter regulations.
Which, I mean, there's always two sides to that coin, right? Some people say that's going to stifle innovation.
Right.
Others are saying, this is what we need to protect investors.
Absolutely. To build trust, to make this a sustainable system in the long run.
Yeah.
And it's a debate we're going to see playing out for a while, I think.
For sure. And, we can't forget about the legal web. It doesn't stop there, right?
Oh, yeah, this is far from over.
There's Michelle Bond
Right. Salame's partner.
facing charges related to campaign finance, violations.
Yeah, it just goes to show the FTX saga, it reaches so far beyond the company itself.
It's like tentacles everywhere.
Exactly. You've got politics, you've got campaign finance. It's all intertwined. I mean, it really makes you question the relationship between crypto and, well, traditional power structures.
Absolutely.
And whether those relationships, are they really working?
I don't-
It's a question a lot of people are asking right now in the wake of all this.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a big question.
And Bond maintains her innocence, by the way.
Right.
But her case, it just highlights how complex this whole thing is and how much we still don't know.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder, with all this going on, this FTX situation, how is the crypto market itself actually reacting?
Right. It's wild.
It's like its own beast.
It is. It's like it almost doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's got its own thing going on despite all this drama. It's fascinating.
Yeah, and I think a great example of that is, we got to talk about Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, of course.
Because it's been on a roller coaster, right? I mean, we saw that dip earlier this month, and then bam, it surges past $64,000.
Yeah, what is it, like 64,300 or something?
Something like that. It's crazy. So
It's wild.
what's driving that? Is it just reacting to FTX, or is there something else going on?
So FTX might be playing a small part, like just general market sentiment,
Sure.
But the real driver here, this recent surge, it's likely what's called a short squeeze.
Okay, short squeeze. I've heard that term thrown around, but
Yeah, so basically,
explain it like I'm 5.
okay, so you've got these investors, right?
Yeah.
And they think the price of Bitcoin is going to go down.
Okay.
So they borrow a bunch of it,
Mm-hmm.
hoping to buy it back later at a lower price, pocket the difference.
Risky?
Very risky, yeah. It's called shorting.
Right. High risk, high reward, or
Exactly. But in this case,
not so much.
not so much.
Yeah.
The price went up instead of down. Oops is right. So now these short sellers, they're stuck.
Yeah.
They have to buy back the Bitcoin at a higher price to cover their positions. And that buying pressure,
It just pushes the price up even more.
exactly, it's a domino effect.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a lot of money here.
Yeah. How much are we talking?
Over $43 million
Yeah.
just in short positions, liquidated.
See, this is why I don't mess with shorting. It's just like,
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart.
it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
It really
The
is.
price goes up, they panic, they buy more, it goes up even higher.
Exactly. And it shows you just how volatile this market can be.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
But it's not all short squeeze. We got to factor in the halving event from earlier this year.
Oh, the halving, right?
Yeah, big deal.
Huge. Every Bitcoin fan's favorite day.
Every 4 years, remember, the rate of new Bitcoin being created gets cut in half.
Right. Less Bitcoin, same demand, price goes up.
Supply and demand, classic.
Economics 101, but with digital gold.
Exactly. And then you add those spot Bitcoin ETFs to the mix,
Ah, yes, the ETFs.
opening the doors for big institutional investors.
They're like, all right, fine, we'll play ball.
Exactly. More demand, potentially even higher prices. It's a wild ride.
It's incredible how much impact these halving events and the introduction of ETFs have on the price of Bitcoin.
Yeah, they're big milestones, no doubt. But speaking of impacting markets, we got to talk about token unlocks.
Token unlocks. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is new territory for me. Break it down.
All right, so basically, when new crypto projects, they first launch, they often hold back a chunk of their tokens. They lock them up for a while, and this is what we call a token unlock.
Gotcha.
And there's a few reasons for this. I mean, one is to stop those early investors from just, dumping all their tokens at once.
Right, that would be bad.
Yeah, tank the price, total chaos.
Market manipulation.
Exactly. And it also, lets them reward the team, advisors,
Yeah.
even use some to fuel future development.
Okay, so it's about, like, controlled growth.
Exactly. Controlled growth and, rewarding the people who built the thing in the first place.
Makes sense. Makes sense. But how does this affect, me? I'm just an average crypto guy. I'm listening. I'm learning. But how did these unlocks actually, change the market?
Okay, so imagine millions of tokens.
Right.
Suddenly they're just, boom, available.
Okay.
That can create some serious waves. I mean, you get a lot of sell pressure. Price could drop.
Makes sense.
But then again, if there's good news about the project, during the unlock, it could actually go the other way. Price goes up. It's all about, sentiment, timing, the whole shebang.
So it's like a scheduled, almost like a crypto cliffhanger every time one of these happens.
That's a good way to put it.
So any big ones coming up? Should I be, refreshing my portfolio every 5 seconds?
Well, next week is going to be interesting, I'll tell you that.
Oh, how so?
5 major unlocks.
5. Okay, I'm hooked. Lay it on me.
All right, so first up, we got Axie Infinity.
Okay, the gaming platform.
Right. They're unlocking over 9 million AXS tokens, October 14th.
Okay, all right.
Bam, October 15th, things get really wild. Starknet, they're a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum, 64 million STRK tokens, hitting the market.
Okay. That's a lot of tokens.
It is. And on the same day, Eigenlayer, they're an Ethereum restaking protocol,
Okay.
unlocking over 11 million IGN tokens. It's going to be a busy day.
Busy day in the crypto world, so gaming, scaling, staking, all happening at once. What else we got?
All right, so October 16th, Arbitrum, another big player in the layer 2 space.
Mm-hmm.
They're unlocking a whopping 92.65 million ARB tokens. That's the big one.
Okay, yeah, I'm writing this down. 92 million, that's a whole lot of tokens. All right, last but not least.
Last but not least, October 17th, keep an eye on ApeCoin.
Yeah.
The Bored Ape Yacht Club guys,
Yeah, they're everywhere.
unlocking over 15 million APE tokens.
Okay, so out of all of those, any predictions? Which ones are you watching the closest?
Well, I mean, that Arbitrum one is huge, right?
Yeah.
Just the sheer volume of tokens being unlocked, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And historically, ApeCoin, they've seen some price dips after big unlocks.
So maybe a buying opportunity? Who knows?
Could be. But remember, this is just one piece of the puzzle, right?
Right.
Market trends, news, sentiment, it all factors in.
So do your research, folks.
Exactly. Don't just follow the hype.
Words to live by. Well, that was a wild ride. We covered a lot of ground today.
They did.
FTX, Bitcoin's up and downs, these token unlocks. It's a lot to keep track of.
It is, but that's the crypto world for you. Always changing.
Always changing, always exciting. That's why we're here, right?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining me on this deep dive. It's been a pleasure as always.
Likewise, always a good time.
And to everyone listening, stay informed, stay cautious, and until next time, happy investing.